Well, as you can see, I'm out here on a property that we work on, and I found this tree about a month ago. I was in a hurry. Thought about doing a video with it, wasn't sure what kind of a video I would do. Yesterday I was talking to my Cuban buddy, Mario. He's the Jesus man in my book. And we were talking about me introducing a friend of mine to some other people the other day. And I was trying to, give him a little heads up about how he is. You know what I mean? Just his personality and everything. And so Mario and I were talking yesterday about that. And he said, I think that'd be a good video. And I normally don't discuss videos. I really don't. Just whatever hits me. So I was out here working today. We got a storm coming in. And the bride's probably got Life 360 up. And she's looking at where I'm at and how bad the storm is. And, I'm not moving. So she get kind of worried. But it's all good. It's just been doing a lot of thunder and a little bit of a drizzle. And I was like, man, we need to come by and show TV land that tree. I mean, it's just a phenomenal tree. But the video is what Mario and I were discussing yesterday was, it's unfortunate that us as human beings don't have a warning label. Like when Mario came up with the title, I didn't come up with it. I was like, wouldn't it be nice if people had like a thing that you could just hand them and say, hey, Josie's a good guy, but he's a little odd, he's got this little quirk and that little quirk. And that's what I was doing with these people. I was telling them about my friend. And he has a traumatic brain injury. He really does. And besides that, I think he had a traumatic brain injury before he had that one, But he's a solid dude, and he would do anything for anybody. That was the point I was trying to make to these people. This tree has a warning label. It doesn't look like any other trees around here. I'm not sure what it's telling us, but it's a warning label, and it would be nice if we had warning labels. And I've written about this. I may have even spoken about it once or twice, is that when you see someone with a disability, right, that they're missing a leg, an arm, whatever the disability may be, we're so apt to understand it, somewhat embrace it, somewhat help them, work with them. But when that disability is inside, it's harder. And it's kind of like the drive for our autism project. That's some good junk right there now. My bride's probably worried now. But our autism project is really about that, right? Is getting people to embrace autism and not fear it. How do I handle this? How do I do this? I don't understand this. We as humans, some of us do have some internal disabilities. Trauma that we've endured makes us a little different, a little odd. And, my career was weird and strange in the beginning for some. And it mapped out my adulthood. It mapped out kind of how I roll. And sometimes people have asked, like, why are you that way? Well, because of this. Oh, okay. And then the acceptance comes, and it would be nice if we did have a warning label, that people could just look at it and go, oh, he's kind of different about this or that. When I was buzzing past this tree, and I'm a long ways from my four-wheeler. I got a four-wheeler up there, and then I got a truck way up there. But I was down here in these woods doing some hog stuff, and I buzzed by that tree, the drizzling rain and the thunder, and I was like, man, that's a sign from God, right? To do a video here. I don't know what the tree is trying to tell us. Something probably, a tree expert, which I'm not. Maybe something when, it was growing and some kind of a growth, a disease, and it adapted to it. And it's a pretty dadgum tall tree now. I can't wrap my arms around that. But when we're walking through the woods of life, let's just use that terminology, that's an apparent disability. So we would maybe have some empathy for it. But if it's not apparent, someone seems a little different, a little odd, the way they dress, the way they talk, whatever. But then when we know their story, we accept it. And I'm just as guilty as the next person. Absolutely. There's a few videos that float around out there in the internet land. I wouldn't suggest, watching them when you're having kind of a low day, but, Cleveland Clinic does one. It's called, Everybody Has a Story. Chick-fil-A does one called Everybody Has a Story. And they're pretty neat videos to watch. That when you're navigating through life, all the trees look the same. We would cut this tree, not to use the terminology cut, but we would cut this tree some grace because we can see it. But when we navigate through all these other trees, they all have a story. And, when you're standing in line and the person waiting on you's got a little bit of an attitude, they have a story. There's no warning label. It doesn't say, hey, I'm not very nice today because this happened. And it's really hard to give people grace. It really is. And I'm not an expert on the terminology grace. Mario is going to be the expert on grace. But when we go through these trees, it would be nice if it didn't have to be as apparent as that tree. I hope that tree is here long after I'm gone because it's just a cool tree. And I embrace its differences. So I'm not sure if this video's got like the world's greatest purpose or point. I really don't know. I just thought with dripping rain, thunder in the background, and this tree that's got a story that we don't know, wouldn't just make a really cool video. It's not real heavy, not any deep thoughts. There you go. So who am I today? I'm a guy that hopes this video will really rock somebody's world in a positive way, not a negative way. It's hard to take the time to do the videos, and it's risky putting yourself out there, and I say it all the time. And I don't ever want to wake up one day and not be hesitant to do a video and be really comfortable. I don't want to be that guy. But in order for me to give back, which is what this is all about, right? I don't teach anymore. I don't present anymore. In order for me to give back, I'll take that leap of faith. And as we're wrapping up the 5th book, you'll learn a lot about the leap of faith. And this is all part of my leap of faith. That's who I am today. I'm a guy taking a leap of faith and showing all you out there in TV land the tree that's got a story. So, that being said, y'all have a great day. And I need to get going before the wife thinks I got struck by lightning, bitten by a cottonmouth, or maybe, I don't know, had a tree fall on me. I've had that one happen at least once. Y'all have a great day. I forgot to show you the whole tree. Pretty cool. She's tall, man. Let me get over here where I can give you a look at her. I'm gonna shut up for 5 seconds so you can take it all in.